A very good evening to all who have joined for the orientation and career guidance session for the Bachelor of Biotechnology Honors and Bachelor of Biomedical Science Honors Credit Transfer programs. So this evening, I would like to warmly welcome our Country Director, Dr. Roshan de Lima, Mr. Uday Bandara, and Dr. Thanusha Pereira, the Head of Department for the Faculty of Science, Lincoln University College, who have joined to share their expertise and their insights on this program orientation. So to commence with the proceedings, I would very cordially invite Dr. Roshan de Lima to address the gathering and to introduce the programs and the university. Dr. Roshan, over to you.
Well, thank you, Ms. Sweeney. First of all, I would like to thank for organizing this forum. Sorry, I had to talk to you, in a quite dark environment because of power failure, I guess. Having this power crisis and this turbulent environment for the past few months. So let us move on. So that is what we have to do. So we have to move very strong. And since I'm in Sri Lanka, facing these difficulties of experiences energy crisis, right? Let's see. So I hopefully see that students who are quite interested in pursuing a career in the area of science joined life sciences, and also we are very strong in health sciences as well. So first of all, I would like to thank once again for Ms. Sweeney and her team for putting up the wonderful platform for students to share and gather knowledge. And also we have I think Mr. Uday and Dr. Thanusha who had joined us to share their thoughts as well. And also my colleagues at the office, whoever has joined, I can't see in their names. So anyways, I was just told to talk about introducing about the university. If you want to learn, you have to choose an institution. That is in first place. That is what is important. So choosing an institution, there are certain things you must have to see. It doesn't matter. It can be Lincoln or it can be Harvard or it can be Cambridge or so on and so forth. So it's not that important, right? What is important is what is important here is to identify a learning institution. A learning institution means the learning institution which will carry a lot of weight. A learning institution will give you strength. The learning institution has to give you credentials. So this is what it's all about. So science, today we had decided to organize this forum for students to pursue, those who are willing to pursue a career in life sciences and also would like to join us. So my usual routine is to introduce you as Ms. Sweeney has explained, to introduce the university, the institution, the most importantly the institution where you are going to get involved with. So talking about the institution, this Lincoln as a university established in Malaysia. We do have branch campuses operating in UAE, that is in Dubai, and also we have a branch campus now in Sydney, Australia, and also one in Dallas, US, right? So we have 3 branch campuses operating under the Malaysian establishment, and also a new medical school is being put up in Nigeria. So there are apparently 4 branch campuses under the Malaysian establishment is being in operation. And if you just look at the Lincoln word, if you just go and Google Lincoln, this is an international brand. So you will come across several Lincoln universities. You must be wondering what am I saying about branch campus and what. You see, there are a lot of Lincoln universities. You find one in UK, you will find one in New Zealand, you will find in US and all. When I'm talking about the branch campus, the campus has been controlled by the Malaysian establishment. From the Malaysian Lincoln, we are controlling one branch campus in Sri Lanka, which is in Colombo, Mata Kulia. The other branch campus in UAE, Dubai. And also we have Sydney, Australia, and also another branch campus established in Dallas, US. So now these branch campuses are lies or they are directly under the supervision of the Malaysian university. So I share that in fact, I'm accountable, or I share the responsibility of Sri Lanka branch campus as well as the UAE and the Middle East operations. So the university, as you see, it's a multinational, multicultural, multi-ethnic institution, right? And also when it comes to research, let me share my presentation with you. All right, let me share my presentation with you. All right, okay. Okay. Okay, if you look at this presentation, all right. Okay, talking about the university, all right, I was just talking. In Malaysia, you find these 3 branch campuses in Malaysia. We have different branch campuses in Malaysia, different locations. So we have been recognized by the Sri Lankan UGC and also the member of Association of Commonwealth Universities, membership of International Association of Universities. And also we have been recognized by WHO, World Health Organization, and WES Canada, most widely spoken in today's context. And also we are recognized by the Sri Lankan Medical Council. So as you can see, we are fairly recognized by many institutions around the world. And also we have been recognized by the Chinese Medical Council and also the Indian Medical Council and the US Medical Council. So you know that your recognition from a medical council is a fairly rigorous process for a medical council to recognize an institution. So therefore, the university is being recognized by a lot of professional bodies around the world, right? So then talking about the branch campus set up in Colombo. This is the picture that you see in Colombo at Mata Kulia, Colombo 15. We have fairly okay facilities there. We have facilities to run engineering, life sciences, and health sciences. We are quite geared to run these programs in Colombo. So we have a setup in Colombo. These are pictures that you are looking at, the picture. And also these are the key people. You find the president, Professor Dr. Amir Baumik, and also we have Professor Florida, the pro-chancellor, and also vice-chancellors and deputy vice-chancellors, etc. I'm just showing this for the purpose of introducing a virtual tour of the university for you to just identify yourself, for just to get to know it. And we have faculty of medicine, dentistry, pharmacy, nursing, etc. And then science, faculty of science, Professor Philip. And also we have faculty of hospitality, business, computing, social sciences, humanities, and engineering faculty as well. These are the faculties that we have. As you can see, we are more or less specialized in health and science areas. And these are the fields of studies available. Departments, you get medicine, dentistry, nursing, pharmacy, science, hospitality, business, social science, engineering, computer science, and also pre-university programs, right? So benchmarking about the university, we are fairly established in QS ranking in Asia 2021. If you look at the QS ranking in Sri Lanka, you get a few state universities. In fact, there are 5 state universities in Sri Lanka. I'm just trying to do some comparison. So you'll find the University of Peradeniya on top, and also then followed by Colombo University, and then you have Jaffna and Moratuwa and Jayawardenepura. These are the 5 universities listed under the QS ranking in Sri Lanka. And if you look at Malaysia, there are many universities. I think there are about 35 universities listed in Malaysia. Among 35, Lincoln is also here, ranking 351. So as you can see, we are not that far behind a state-owned university in Sri Lanka. You know, the QS ranking is considered to be one of the highest ever of ranking for any academic institutions around the world. As you can see in Sri Lanka, you don't find any, other state-owned institutions, or you don't find any private public funded institutions here in this name list, because it's not easy to be even listed under QS ranking. To be listed on the QS ranking, the university must have got a lot of research. I'm sure that you would have done your homework, right? So that is the benchmark in that field. And then it comes to another ranking, we call it the World University Ranking. There you get the QS rank, the Times ranking it's called. The Times ranking is done according to the impact done for impact of they measure the impact with 17 SDGs, sustainable goals, development goals, United Nations sustainable development goals. So under that, you get quality education as number 4, as you can see the picture, right? And then according to the quality education in Sri Lanka, there are only 2 universities have been ranked. That is University of Colombo and University of Peradeniya. So these both universities are well under 500 ranking in the world. When it comes to the Times ranking, it's quite good ranking. Any university to be within 500 is really good, really good. So talking about in my book, it's basically you get 2 state-owned leading universities in Sri Lanka, that is Peradeniya and Colombo. This is what I see. Most probably Peradeniya. You can see all in the rankings. Then when it goes to Malaysian, you could see well off that University Lincoln has secured 80 for quality education with the points of 70.8. So if you look at this comparison, you will quite understand where we stand. Right? So this is what I just wanted to prove, that we stand high. And the laboratory facilities, virtual tours in Malaysia, is in Malaysia, not in Sri Lanka. We do have facilities in Sri Lanka as well. I think Ms. Sweeney will later explain you about laboratories, etc. We have these anatomy labs, cyber security labs, anatomy pathology labs, and all kind of laboratories we have. Biochemistry, pharmacy, simulation wards, dental simulation. We are using one of the world's advanced softwares for medical school, for dentistry schools and medical schools. German software, which is used by Harvard and also Harvard Medical School, is using the same software which we are using at Lincoln, which gives a wide variety of vibrant learning opportunities for students. That software, it's a learning management system, specially built for health science students, and also some of our lifestyle students also using the software for research and education purposes. Simulation ward simulations, pharmacy, biochemistry, and also we have this aeronautics engineering, aeronautics and aircraft maintenance engineering. So we are fairly okay in that area. Electrical, electronics, all right, and also chemical, civil, and we do have some of the accommodations for foreign students. I'm just talking about the university over there. So we do have some accommodation, and also the own vehicle fleet, which has been operated by the university for staff and student transportation. And if you look at the demography, sector-wise in Sri Lanka, you see that we are in at present now in Sri Lanka, we get about 3,000 plus students who are studying with us, starting from undergraduate up to the PhD levels. So the demography of the students, if you take majority of the students are professionals. So they represented the private sector. You can see the private sector, you get about 300 students at the moment. Then you get the banking and finance, Ministry of Agriculture, we have public administration and the education ministry. We have quite a lot of people studying with us from education ministry, majority of them are teachers, and also some administration staff and other staff members. And also Ministry of Health, not far behind. We are, one of those institutions, universities who are exclusively working with the health ministry, with nursing and pharmacy, government pharmacists and MLTs, and public health inspectors, We do exclusively work with the associations, radiography. So we are very much geared in that area to cater the students to upgrade their qualifications. So then nursing faculty. All right. So that's it about university. A quick introduction about the university, the institution. As I told you, it's very important to know the institution and their recognition. Subsequently, their recognition. So because end of the day, I don't want any students to regretting saying that you have to, you had to obtain the qualification, which is not from a really recognized institution. So what I would tell is end of the day, we are not trying to introduce, to see the best university in the world. We are just trying to introduce a good university for students to study. What is most important thing is the affordability of the institution, the cost of the institution. So if the students can afford the cost, if the cost is affordable, so that is the key here. And also the recognition. Today's world, most of the students, they would like to see whether the qualification that, the recognition of the qualification, especially out of the country, rather than inside the country. They are very keen. I'm sure that all of you are very keen in seeing that how the institution is recognized out of the country. Because the desire, if you talk 10 out of 8 students nowadays, when they just spoken to me and they're writing letters to my office, my staff members are really trying to help them. So, most of the past students, alumni students, are trying to flee the country, just want to go overseas. This is the key now. This is the trend now. For some reason, all of the students just want to go. I don't know the reason. Perhaps that might be the trend. So that's the trend. So we just facilitate this because the new generation, the so-called generation Z, they just like to spend a different life. They just like to this is not the life that they expect, so they just want to leave the country. So this is what it's all about. So we are one of those institutions who can give you this recognition out of the country. So this is the real benefit that you have. That is one thing. The second thing that I see, the real benefit that you have, is that you just tend to get qualification in here in Sri Lanka from an international body at a local cost. So this is the second real advantage that you have. So these two real advantages. Now see, if somebody wants to learn biotechnology degree or biomedical degree in the Malaysian establishment, your cost would be 4 times, maybe 5 times than what you have to spend in Sri Lanka. So this is a real advantage for you to study here, obtaining the same certificate, the same recognition, same everything. The only reason that I have done for the past few years, we have convinced the Senate, we have convinced the university administration. Sri Lanka is a country where we are looking our buying power, where we stand, our the best part of the story. The Senate, what they love about the Sri Lankan students. They say Sri Lankan students are hardworking and really good. That's the only reason for them to compromise on their cost. They're not bothered about the cost, to be honest with you. So if you look at the costing scenario, you might find that any QS ranking foreign university, we are the cheapest cost-wise. Even we are competitive prices. If you look at the pricing competitive, we are competitive pricing than any other local funded UGC approved universities, institutions. So they are just institutions, whereas they are not even international. They are local, basically. But their cost is much higher than ours. So therefore, you might have an inside idea to see that why this institution, why I should join. 2 reasons. You are an international recognized body, and then your cost. And the quality of education. I don't want to tell you the quality, I just told you the quality because the Times ranking has put us under 100. Not even under 500, they have put on 100. So we will never ever compromise the quality. The academics will never do that. Academics will never do that. Even I will not, we will not allow any, under any circumstances, to compromise the quality. So those few assurances we can give, and you are in good hands. Dr. Tanusha is a well-renowned academic, and Miss Winnie and Nishi is there. So they are all into research and development, and also Dr. Tanusha. So you are apparently in really, really good hands. They're really good hands. Hands who would, because it's just it's not about the buildings, it's not about the facilities. We have large buildings, we have large facilities. It's about the people who are trying to teach you, and who are trying to nurture, who are trying to guide you, who are trying to just push you further. So this is what it matters all about, end of the day, right? So thank you very much. I'll be hanging around. If you have any questions, we shall take it up when it comes to the Q&A session. So I'll be just hanging out. I don't know what is going to happen next. I think it's Suini. It's all about Suini. So Miss Suini, it's up to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Roshan, for that very elaborative introduction. So as Dr. Roshan said, we are also trying our best to facilitate all the practicals. And this is a very short video of some of the sessions that we've had so far at the branch campus at Colombo. All right, that was just a glimpse of the many practicals that we do once you all start your degree. And as Dr. Roshan said, research plays a very important role in whether you take up biotechnology or biomedical sciences. So now it's basically the time to hear from the expert herself, Dr. Tanusha Pereira, the head of Department for Faculty of Sciences. Dr. Tanusha, over to you.
Thank you, Ms. Suini. So good evening to all of you. So I'll just brief you all about the about our two programs, that is a Bachelor of Biotechnology and Bachelor of Biomedical Science. Right. So I hope you all can see the presentation.
Yes, Dr. Tanusha. Yes.
Right. Thank you. So first of all, let me take Bachelor of Biotechnology. It's an honors degree. So here, this program, this biotechnology degree, it is totally designed to give you fundamental training about the basic scientific principles, then different scientific concepts, biotechnology techniques, and their applications that we used in biotechnology. So we study all these. You have special subjects like molecular biology, then you have genetics, then you have medical microbiology. So that is all related to biotechnology, and also we will teach you how to apply this in industry and medical side, research side, and other areas, right? So the duration for the top up of the Bachelor of Biotechnology is for 1.5 years, and we'll be having lectures during weekends. So those who are working, they also can join with us during weekends for the lectures. And then the medium of instruction will be in English. So the Bachelor of Biomedical Science, so this is This is the area where you will study biology, and you will see how we will relate that to human health and disease. So mainly our target is to have very special subjects that we will teach you, that is to mainly about the that is from molecular level to the physiological functions. You will study all the subjects that is related to this, right? So the duration for this Bachelor of Biomedical Science for the top-up degree will be 2 years. And this also, in this program also, you will be having the lectures during the weekends, right? And then the medium of instruction will be in English. So we will use different delivery techniques, not only lectures, right? So if you go through our programs, we'll be having online lectures as well as individual or group activities, right? So you can work as a team, and then we will be having different tutorials, videos, right? So like when we're explaining some practicals, so like just talking and just reading is not enough. So we will show you how to perform it until we do the practicals, right? And then also we have a special practical sessions during your program. So that may be at the end of the subject or in between the subject. It's depends on the subject. So definitely for most of the subjects you will be getting practical sessions, right? So if I brief the modules that we offer in this program, so we have 2 streams, biomedical science as well as biotechnology. So biomedical students, they will have medical microbiology, laboratory management, advanced health informatics, and principle of lab animal sciences in their semester 1, first semester. And biotechnology students, they will be having medical microbiology, laboratory management, and population genetics for their first semester, right? So here, if I brief few subjects, right? So like medical microbiology, that is common to both biomedical science as well as biotechnology students. So there we will be studying about microbes, what are microbes, and how we can differentiate, how we can classify them, and then what are the diseases related to different microbes, right? So you will be learning all this because that is important for biomedical science students as well as biotechnology students. And then lab animal science, then health informatics, those are also very important subjects, and also laboratory management. So how to work in the laboratory, what are the guidelines, what are the safety requirements, so all these you will be learning under first semester subjects. And also population genetics, that is about genotypes, phenotypes, and then like different chromosomal diseases, like X-linked diseases. So you will be learning this. And then in your second semester, biomedical science students, you have basic chemistry, toxicology, medical entomology and parasitology, and also principles of health management. And biotechnology students, you will be getting food processing technology, medical biotechnology, and industrial biotechnology. So mainly biotechnology students, all your subjects, they are mainly related to different, that is you will study different applications of different biotechnology subjects. That is how we use biotechnology in food processing, right? So mainly target is the industrial side. So in biomedical science students, so our main target is, that is we are mainly targeting the medical field. So almost all these subjects, they will related to the medical field, human health, especially human health, and the physiological side of it, right? So then in your third semester, So biomedical science students, you will be having advanced pharmacology, clinical biochemistry, advanced hematology, and then advanced pathology and cytology. So because this in advanced pharmacology, advanced hematology, and so all these we mainly related to the humans, that is medical side, like pathology, that is as a like if you are working as a medical laboratory technician, you may know how pathology, cytology important during when you are doing your this testings, right? And also they are also directly related to different research fields, right? Because parasitology, then pathology, cytology, studying about the cells, right? So they are directly related to research as well. So you can either select to work in a laboratory or doing a research or any other field, right? So then in biotechnology, they have plant and animal biotechnology, that is plant tissue culture, and in animal biotechnology we'll be learning how we will get animal cells and how we get how we'll culture them in the laboratory, and what are the toxicity test we can perform in the laboratories, right? So these things are like very useful when you are entering to research field, right? Because nowadays this in vitro and in vivo animal experiments, they are very famous, right? So we can easily do them like in the laboratory, in special laboratories. So here you will study what are the techniques we are using to culture them, and then to sell the viability, check the viability, and then to perform different toxicological studies, right? And then they also have professional skills for biotechnology and the developmental biology. So that is how the embryo developed, how the fetus developed into human, that is baby, and then that is the whole process you will be learning under the developmental biology, and also any diseases, any diagnosis processes that is useful in the development, human development, right? And then in your second year, that is your fourth semester, biomedical science students will have communication and self-development, and the transfusion science and blood banking and research methodology. So transfusion science and blood banking, so there you will study about blood cells, blood types, and then antigen antibodies, then how the blood transfusion takes place, what are the diseases related to this transfusion, then like that. So you will study under this transfusion science and blood banking. And research methodology is common to biomedical science as well as biotechnology students. Not only all, it is very common subject for all the programs, because at the end of your program you need to do a research, right? So here we will guide you how to perform your research step by step, right? So that is the theory behind your research, how to perform it, how to start it, how to write a research proposal, how to collect your data, right? Then how to perform a statistical analysis for your research data, right? So how to write a research article, publications, right? So you will learn everything under research methodology section. And then also biotechnology students, you will have fermentation technology. So that is what are the fermentation types, and then how to perform a fermentation, and then how can we apply that to industry. So alcohol, beverages, productions, right? So you will study all this under fermentation technology in your semester 4, right? So in the fifth semester, biomedical science students will have public health and biomedical practicum. And then that is the end semester for the biotechnology students. So you will have your research project. So you need to do a research and then write your thesis and also publications. You need to publish them, right? And the sixth semester of the biomedical science students, you will have your research project. That is the entire semester for the research project. So there you also need to carry out a research and write your thesis, and then we need publications. So we will always guide you to end up your research until that is up to the publications, because writing a thesis is not enough. Actually, it's some people, they will stop at that point, but only you and your supervisor knows what you have done, right? So what you have done to your research, what you have conducted. But if we publish them, we can give that, that is your findings to, we can share that with others, right? So I will always guide my students up to the publications, right? So that is the end of the second year. So that is biomedical students, you have 6 semesters, and biotechnology students will have only 5 semesters, including the research project, right? So then assessment methods. So each unit within the scheme will be assessed. So for, if we take one module, each module will be assessed by more than one method. That is, definitely you will have regular practicals. And then at the end of the module, you will have practical exam, right? So percentage of the practical marks will be added to the final exam, final marks, right? And then you will have oral presentations, and then some assignments, right? And then mid-semester examinations, as well as the final examination. So most of the time, final, not most, all the time, final examination will be a written paper. It's a written paper, and it is a physical exam, right? So you can't do it online. Definitely you need to come to the university and do your exams, right? So your final marks will be calculated by the percentage of all these over that, like we will get the overall percentage from these assessment methods, right? So I hope you all have a clear idea about your program, your
Ma'am, I'm not clear.
Yes. Yes, but do you have any questions?
Yes, I have questions, ma'am.
Okay, okay, you can ask. Yes. Yes, you can ask. Ask your questions, please.
What's the benefits of this subject?
You mean the biomedical science or biotechnology?
Biotechnology.
Okay, right. So biotechnology, if you study biotechnology, you can become a researcher, right? If not, you can join to the industrial side and like a food technologist. Then you can, we have this agriculture sector is there. So you can join there, because we have subjects that is related to plant tissue culture and other subjects. So then you can also join to medical field, right? Because there are molecular biology laboratories, genetic laboratories, right? So, and then you can go for cancer research, right? So you can do any of these that is related to biotechnology, right?
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Right. So any other questions?
Madam,
Yeah. Yes.
what are the benefits for the teachers?
Teachers, right? So one thing is like you have you mean which grade are you in, like teaching
No,
for?
I'm teaching for grade 6 to 11, but I want to.
Right, it's okay.
If,
So now we have a molecular biology subject for A levels, right?
Mhm.
So there you will learn about the basics of the molecular biology. So here you will be learning like from the basics to advanced level, about the molecular biology. So then you can there it's very easy for you. This will be a guide for you to teach molecular biology section, and then chemistry we have, so that is also helpful for you. And then you can conduct small researches in the school, and it's very easy for you to conduct practicals in the school, right? So you can do something that is related to that, and then you can go for do masters, and then you can enter to lecturing, right? So rather than sticking in the school, you can go for lecturing for undergraduates, right? So like you can do those you can work in those areas.
all those are for higher education, madam?
Yes, for higher
Oh.
education.
Okay, thank you, madam.
Welcome.
All right. Let me add to, I think Dr. Tanusha has explained quite in detail. But let me add a little thing. As a teacher, I understand most of the teachers do ask us these questions, why do I have to do a degree now? Mostly when they do this degree, they get a little salary hike in their positions, a little tiny amount of salary hike. But as Dr. Tanusha explained, these quite a lot of opportunities out there. Like if you look at the opportunities around the world, in foreign countries, most of the time, you get a lot of opportunities, career advancements, right? If you are talking the opportunities inside the country, then what Dr. Tanusha explained is very quite sufficient, because as she was talking at the end of the explanation, if you were listening very carefully, she was talking about lecturing, academia. She was talking about the research, getting involved in different companies, entering a different world. So end of the day, what will happen is it's all about looking at your career advancement. With the career advancement, what students or the professionals would like to see, the what do you call, the lifestyle, life standard, uh, along with the economic financial benefits that they get. So these all these things simultaneously grow. So being a teacher is the lowest layer of having a biotechnology degree or biomedical degree is the lowest layer. In fact, I understand when it comes to financial benefits or career advancement. So what we are just trying to do is you are quite pushed from these layer, the bottom layer, to the top layer. As I explained you, the thin salary increment that you get as a bachelor degree holder, or service advancement, that is not much comparative to what we are talking here. We are talking here is a much vibrant career advancement out of the country. Right? Thank you, Dr. Tanusha. You may continue. Thanks. I was just trying to explain the culture.
Right, thank you, Dr. Roshan. So actually, so that's the end of the presentation. So So yeah, that's it. So this is the assessment methods that we use to calculate your final marks, right? So that is the overall idea about these two programs. So I hope, so my question is, are you ready to start? Because we are starting it very soon. So it's you can decide it now, right? And then you can join with us as soon as possible.
I think they, Dr. Tanusha, I think they have another presentation organized.
Yeah, so this is the end of my presentation. So I will hand over this to Ms. Srini.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Tanusha. So, Dr. Roshan, do you mind if I take them through a little bit about the careers before we
Yes.
go to Q&A session?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
All right, so basically all of us learn to work at the end of the day, right? We all want some payback home. So a couple of days back, there was a very sort of a problematic area where if you do bio, you only become a medical doctor. And it's actually, that was the idea with most of the students, right? Now it has basically changed, right? So once you complete your honors degree, whether it be biotechnology or biomedical sciences, you basically have two pathways that you can take up, all right? So one is you can directly enter to the industry, where you will be taking up a career in science, whether it be in agriculture, environment, medical, laboratory-based, or any industry, food industry. It's very popular in Sri Lanka, right? You can directly get into an employment option. Or of course, you can still go into a non-science career, like you can become an entrepreneur, you can start your own industry. There are a lot of people who have started during the COVID by using these biotechnological applications. A very simple thing is getting into things like fermented food, right? We know that food gets to basically spoil very fast. So people started making new types of food, which is fermented food, right? They started making yogurt at home, right? Things like that. And people have developed them into businesses, right? We have scientific journalism, people who like to write. You all don't necessarily have to be stuck in a lab. You can basically go and start writing to scientific journals, right? And even if you're very creative, right, there are very nice online platforms that use your science knowledge to basically create nice videos, right? There are online platforms that does content creation. If you go to YouTube, there are so many science-based YouTube channels. So all of those are basically employment options, because the strong basic you have in biosciences will really help you to go through these other non-science careers as well. The other area that you can basically go into is the academics, as Dr. Tanusha and Dr. Roshan explained, right? You don't have to stop from your degree, right? You can go into postgraduate diplomas, right? You can go to your masters or MPhils, your PhDs, and not only stop from there, but also go into your postdocs, right? So this is a long pathway, but quite interesting if you're into research, right? You don't necessarily have to be stuck in Sri Lanka. You can always explore opportunities abroad, because definitely the facilities are way, way more high when you go abroad, right? And you get to experience a lot of new technologies that are not available in Sri Lanka. We do try to give you as the best as possible, but then of course the exposure you get abroad is way more. And thankfully this degree allows you to go abroad, right? So that's the biggest advantage you all have in doing this degree, because it's globally recognized, okay? So these are few of the areas out of the many that you can go. I'm not taking time to explain all of it, right? But you can go into research, entrepreneurship. You have bio IT. This is a very interesting field that is upcoming, bioinformatics, bio IT. For those people who like computing, right? If you have a basic knowledge about the biotechnology behind it or the biology behind it, you can definitely take up bio IT. Then you have biosystems engineering. Anybody who likes to switch careers between maths and biology, you do have the biosystems engineering area, right? And of course, marketing, sales, that area as well, and journalism and all of that, right? So these are few of the many that you all will be called if you all complete this degree and go into these different areas, right? You all don't have to necessarily get stuck in a lab and stay, right? Doing biotechnology doesn't mean that you just have to stay in a lab, right? So there are so many things out there, and the way the world is going, right? This area is now way more expanded than what it used to be. I'm sure Dr. Thanusha will also agree with me. Few years back, this was a little problematic area where students were scared to take up because of the job issue. But now I'm very happy to say that there are more students doing this area and more available opportunities as well, right? So if you all want to end up in any one of these or being any one of these, you're more than welcome to follow the degree and get the experience and get the exposure and get the knowledge, because both of these courses are very vast in terms of their knowledge and in terms of the content, which makes you which makes you prepared to join any industry that you would like to, right? If you had carefully gone through the modules also, you would have seen it's very focused to individual applications, right? So obviously at the end of the degree, you will definitely know, okay, if I do medical microbiology, these are the things that I have to do. If I do cytology or pathology, these are the things that I have to do under this area. So then it makes it easy for you to choose your career pathway. That's how the degree is arranged, and it's globally recognized. It's recognized in Sri Lanka, so you don't have any problems, or you don't have to worry about careers or getting a placement at the end of the degree. As long as you all perform well and as long as you all get good grades, which is your determination and courage, that's not something that we could give you. But as long as you do it well, of course, you're very much ensured that you're going to get a career. That much, I think we all can assure you, right? As long as you do a good job with your academics, attend lectures on time and do all of that on time, you're definitely going to end up getting a good position. And obviously, getting a good position also means that your pay is going to be high. So as I started off, we all do this to earn at the end of the day. So definitely you're going to end up in a good career. Yeah. So Dr. Roshan, anything to add? You're most welcome. And
Miss Suini, you have covered quite a lot of areas. Covered. I see. Can you go back to the previous screen if you don't mind, please?
Yes. This one?
No, the other one. It looks very interesting to me. The other one, please. All right, this one. All right, this one, it talks about jobs, a lot of jobs. Let me see. Now here, it's not about you working under anyone else. I see here, there are quite a lot of, opportunities. As you can see, you can be an entrepreneur. I can see a lot of entrepreneurship here. You don't have to work for anyone. You can run your own lab. See, you can have your own service providing institution. Basically, you can be a freelancer. By looking at this life science careers, I see it's quite vibrant here. So being a consultant in this area, it's quite a lot of diversification I see here. So I see these job opportunities are frequently available. It's all about you Googling. You just can Google this and see. I think this is a good analysis end of the day. Thank you, Ms. Suini. I think this gives a whole picture of what are the opportunities available for these graduates, where they can work what they can do. Either you work for some institution or some corporate institution or a government institution, or else you can start your own consulting. You can be a freelancer, an entrepreneur. Like you can have your own laboratories. You can fix your own laboratories. Though initially looks like a little expensive exercise, but end of the day, it's you're going to run your own laboratory. So these are all like avenues that I can see here. This analysis is really good. Thank you, Ms. Sweeney.
Yes, so it's open for question and answers. I have also posted a contact lead for the students to contact our representatives and get to know about more details. And as Dr. Tanusha said, we'll be starting very soon. Hopefully the introductory sessions will start on the 20th, which is this Saturday. So if you all can make a good choice as soon as possible, I think that would be great. There is a question. It's open to the panel. I am an internal pharmacist of government sector. I had an HNDE about pharmaceutical science. I like to migrate. So can I know the best career path?
For a government pharmacist, we do have the pharmacy degree, right?
Yes, Dr. Rosha.
We do have the pharmacy bachelor degree, a credit transfer degree. We have already 2 batches. That is, we are working with the Pharmacy Association, Government Pharmacy Association. Having a bachelor degree in pharmacy is also, a really good investment in terms of investment. Or else, biomedical also would look good. It all depends on what you have to do.
You're eligible to any of the options. That's
Yes, you are eligible. You have the SLMC registration, right? Can't hear from the person who's asking the question. It's probably posted in the chat box, right?
yes, he has. He or she, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe. It's all right. So you can hear.
Any other questions?
Great. So what they can do is those who have not registered or got any information, you can follow that link to get information or registration or whatever. That is one side of the story. The other side of the story, as Ms. Suvini was explaining, we are going to start on 20th. I think it's 20th, right, Ms. Suvini? 20th.
Yes, yes, Dr. Usha. Yes.
20th is about 2 days, short of 2 days now.
Yes.
All right. So we're starting very fast. You have to make quick decisions if you are to join. Time is something that we cannot afford to waste. So therefore, you have to make some quick decisions. Probably, though they are starting on 20th, you might be able to join the following week as well. I think they have given some links for students to key in their information if they want to join, so that by following those links, we'll be able to get more information. What are the opportunities in agriculture area? I mean overseas. Okay, Miss Suvini, in agriculture area, I think agriculture, let me explain this, especially when it comes to overseas, agriculture is completely based on technology nowadays, right? So anyone they are looking, they'll look for agriculture technologist rather than a bachelor degree in agriculture. Any agriculture company or post-harvesting companies, post-harvest techniques applied by most of the organizations in around the world for food preservation, etc. Starting from that, the whole entire chain, they will need for people who are into technology, those who have technology skills. So that's the opportunity that you see in future. So the entire agriculture, you can see the paradigm is transferring from one area to the other area. So you get quite a lot of if you do look at the supply chain, the entire supply chain in agriculture, it's it's changing very fast, drastically it's changing. Starting from the fermentation of these what I call these seeds and all. From there, it is up to preserving the harvest. So the entire supply chain is quite it has this touch of this technology. It's all done according to the technological analysis. So I think there are enough job opportunities. All you have to do is just look around, do some Google web surveys. You will come across. We don't have to explain. I think you'll come across quite a lot. It's posted by AMIS Ekanayak. All right. Thank you. Mr. Winnie, if you have to add something onto it, I don't know you can add.
No, I guess you just told most of it. So anything more would be the aspect of genetics, where they are modifying genetically modified plants, which is a very a good trend in the world. So we are not doing. So there's a high demand in the abroad industries. There is a question, Dr. Thanusha, if you could also add on to this. What are the qualifications for studying the BSc degree in biotechnology? The credit transfer program is what I expect is the lateral entry, that is HND, Higher National Diploma, or any recognized equivalent. And for the first year, if I'm not mistaken, it's A-level.
A-levels. It's A-levels. It's A-levels. For the regular degree, it will be A-levels. You can join with your A-levels with chemistry and biology and physics. You'll have to have you have to pass your subjects. And for the the credit transfer program, it is all known as the top-up program. As Ms. Suvini was explaining, any recognized national diploma, high national diploma, advanced diploma, or any name that you call, but the credits and the duration we are concerned. So any recognized diploma would do to get a lateral entry into this. We have two types. One is the regular degree, which is biomedical will take 4 years, and biotechnology is 3 years, general degrees. But in credit transfer mode, we were just talking about the credit transfer mode. That is for biomedical 2 years, for biotechnology 1.5 years. When migrating, how is it important for a government science teacher doing this degree? All right. Okay. Government science teacher can take up two options are there. One is biomedical and bioscience, biotechnology. So both degrees will provide you ample opportunities to find interesting careers overseas. If you just go to the web, it all depends on where you want to go. If you are looking at in Australia or New Zealand, probably biotechnology might be a far better option. Even in Canada, even in Europe, in Canada or Australia, even biomedical is really good. I don't see a problem there. Because if you look at the long-term skill demand list or short-term skill demand list of any of these countries, that is what you have to look. People most of days today, they just go and study various degree programs like social sciences, etc., and try to migrate and make try to apply for permanent residency in those countries. So what they have to see is it's very important to go and check the list published by the respective countries that is available. In some other countries, it's been published as high demand list. They call it sometimes short-term demand skill, long-term demand skill, likewise. So if you just look at these skill levels, they will need enough technologists. The technologist demand is very high, whether it's short term demand or long. The demand is always there. Yes. Again, I think the question is posed by EMIS Ekanayak. I would happily answer. Yes, we are quite aware that national NCOE, or the nursing college, NCOE nursing college. Then you get Moratuwa University. It's very difficult to get a transcript from these colleges, but you don't worry about that. If you have the certificate, we can write to the Director General and they respond to us. They will give us your transcript. So if the marketing team is not aware of it, we are quite familiar with the system because we have more than 1,000 teachers who are pursuing different degrees with us. We are quite aware the structure of NCOE. Any other questions? Yes, after A levels, you can directly continue the regular degree.
It's the duration for the regular degree is 4 years. Only the credit transfer is 1.5 years. So if you're joining after A levels with A level results, it's a 4-year honors degree.
Levels is 3 years, huh?
Actually, yeah. So the full BSc degree in biotechnology is 3.5 years, and BSc in biomedical science is 4 years. Right. So if you are joining after O levels, then you need to do a foundation course, and then you can join with BSc. Join with the BSc degree.
I guess that's all the questions for us this evening. So I will again share the contact details and the registration link. And y'all are most welcome to call us and ask more information. And as Dr. Thanusha said, we will be starting very soon. That is this week with the introductory sessions. So if you all can make a quick choice, you all can start lectures from day one, because there's of course a slow process. We will be taking it slow for the first 1 or 2 weeks, but after that, we will be really starting on the core of the lectures. So it's more advisable that you all register as fast as possible so that you all also will take it up smoothly. So I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Roshan, who joined us amidst this very, very busy schedule, and Mr. Uday, who has been coordinating throughout with all these programs, for being here with us today. And of course, Dr. Thanusha, for the continuous guidance and the support that's given throughout. And you all will definitely meet her more often in the days to come as you start the program. And to all the participants, thank you so much for joining this program. I hope it was useful for you all, and you all did gain some important information on how a student who completes the degree in biosciences with relation to biomedical or biotechnology can establish in society. And of course, both our degree programs, as I told before as well, is globally and locally recognized. So you all don't have any doubt in taking up a career upon the completion. So with that, I hope to see you all very soon with our program, and hope to see most of you all joining us. And have a good night, and thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sohini. Thank you, Dr. Tanusha. Thank you, the whole team. Good night.